Hey folks, I'm Sarah and I'm on the 2025 jury for what I think is the best book prize for literary fiction from small presses. It's called the Republic of Consciousness Prize, United States and Canada, and it is dedicated to literary fiction from small presses in North America. Over the next few months, I will be sharing every single book nominated for the prize, and while I can't share my personal opinions on each book just yet, I will share enough details so that you can get to know the book and the publisher. Every book gets its very own video, and you are not going to want to miss a single one. Book number 17 was My Father's Orchards, and book number 18 is My Mother's Boyfriends by Samantha Schoech, published by 713 Books. These are 14 stories that range from realist fiction to slightly fantastical fiction. Most of them are either set in San Francisco or make some reference to San Francisco. Almost all of them are following women, female characters as mothers, daughters, wives, lovers, sisters, friends. And I think every single one of these stories are about people making mistakes. There is a story of a woman who lives through a major disastrous earthquake and sees her boyfriend die crushed before her very eyes, or maybe not, maybe she was mistaken and he wasn't even actually with her at all. There's a story about a woman who's a faculty member at a university and she starts sleeping with the custodian of her building. The question becomes, is the mistake she makes the fact that she's sleeping with the janitor of her building, or is the mistake that she's not taking that relationship seriously enough? There's a story about a woman who mistakenly leaves a tampon in and has to go to the ER to have it removed, or maybe she didn't. And there's a story about a mother who leaves her two very young children overnight to sleep in a van in a parking lot outside a dance club so she can spend her night dancing away. And I think most of us readers read that and think, big mistake, lady. So I really do think that all of these stories have that element of people making mistakes, making choices, and then having to deal with the consequences of those choices. And Samantha Schoech lives in San Francisco with her bookseller husband, her twin teenagers. In 2014, she founded Independent Bookstore Day, which is so cool, and was the program director for that program for 8 years. This book has such a memorable cover, and I was delighted to learn. It seems that this is a photo taken by the author's father, and they used it for the cover of the book, which is very cool. 713 Books is a publisher that's run by authors for authors, and it's committed to making beautiful works of literary fiction and offering a publishing experience that's respectful to and even reverent of first-time authors. They say they're part of a vibrant independent press ecosystem that is passionate about keeping literature alive and saving quality manuscripts that have fallen through the widening cracks of a backsliding, inefficient book industry. From my shelves, I have a book by Christine Sneed called Please Be Advised that was published by 713 Books. Christine Sneed was one of my writing professors in college, and she's a fantastic novelist and short story writer, so definitely check her out. If you've been here a while, you know that I often really enjoy slightly offbeat fiction, like a little wacky, a little weird, and I think that's why I love short stories so much, because I personally think they are the best vehicle for fiction that explores slightly unusual situations. I love a short story's ability to just like dip in to an unusual, wacky, weird situation and then get right back out. You don't have to worry about extending or like exploring any logistical details about an odd scenario too much because the form is short. But I think for me, really great short story collections, ones that I tend to enjoy the most, have something else going on. They have a good range of those offbeat, weird scenarios where you're just kind of dipping in and out and you get that emotional punch from them, but it's not like an extended, and I'm not talking about length necessarily of the story. I'm talking about emotional impact. The short story collections I love have maybe 1 or 2 stories in them that you want to live in for a little bit longer. For me, in this collection, that story that I wanted to live in for longer was the last story, which was about a woman who takes a DNA test and discovers she has a sister that she never knew about. And the story is her taking her teenage daughter to go visit this long-lost sister. And that was one that the characters were great, the situation was great, there was a really fantastic mistake going along the mistake theme. That was that story for me in this collection that I would have been happy if it had gone on even longer. I am so curious to hear what makes a good short story collection for you. Do you love those outrageous, slightly weird, slightly offbeat situations, or do you like a collection of stories that feel maybe more novelistic in style, maybe are situations that you wish even could be extended into a novel, or do you like a mix of both? I would love to know what you think in the comments below. And that's just one of many incredible books nominated by one of many incredible publishers. The long list of 10 books is usually announced in mid-January-ish, but I guarantee you there are going to be more than 10 amazing books from these nominees. So if you love offbeat, under-the-radar literary fiction, you are going to want to follow along. Click above or below for the next nominated book. If I've filmed it, it'll be available there. If not, stay tuned for just a little while longer. And in the meantime, you can click the playlist below that will contain all of the nominated books that I've shared so far. Again, my name is Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.